Hey everyone, it's Roman from Silver Dog Games, and today we're going to be going over setting up our game to make it so it actually has a story behind it. Because in my previous tutorials, I've just been showing you like how to create the terrain and add in props and stuff like that that make a game better. But we have to give it an actual backbone, and one of those main factors could be setting up a scene for our player, so you could tell there's a story behind it. So the first way I'm going to show you this, and there's going to be multiple videos for this. The first one is just going to be like adding a house, which I have here, a model of it. And I did this in Blender. It's very simple. Just gave it two materials. And yeah, so you can get this in the description below. And so what we're going to do is just add it to our world. But before we do that, what I did is I made it so where we're going to place the house, the terrain is level. It's perfectly flat, and then we have like a trail or whatever that leads down to like some other place. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to make it all flat. So what I did, this depends on how your terrain is, because whenever you use the paint height brush for the terrain, you get to set the height at which you want the terrain to form at. And I did 85, so if I did like 90 and started doing it, it would raise it up to 90 like units high. So that depends on how you made your terrain. So mine works at 85. So that's what I did to make it all flat. I'm going to go ahead and smooth this out again. Okay, there we go. So once you do that to make it nice and flat, you may also have grass that's just all right here. And whenever you place your house, there's going to be grass in the floor, and that's obviously what you don't want. So what we're going to do is just go to the like foliage, I think that's what it's called, something like that, I don't know. This flower tab under terrain, and make the brush something like that, I don't know, whatever. And then hold shift and click, and it'll remove whatever you have. So that works also with like trees. So let me show you this. You have like palm trees, hold shift and click, and it'll remove them. So that's how you get rid of the grass there. And now what we're going to do is add the house. So yeah, get from in the description, and import it into Unity. It's going to be an FBX file type. And so what you do is make sure your scale factor is at 0.8. It might be 1 or 0.001 or something like that. Just do 0.8 and then generate colliders. Make sure you have that checked. And normals, put it on calculate. Click apply. And now you're ready. Just drag it in. There you go. And you might have this problem too, where you see the terrain going through the floor. All you do is just lift it up just a little bit, and then you won't have that problem anymore. So now that we have our house, we can mess with it, like rotate it however we want. Let's do something like that. Okay, move it wherever you want, and then you can add your grass back to like have it around you. Let's drop this down, it's a little too intense. Here we go. Just add it around your house, just to make it look nice and pretty. Okay, there we go. So yeah, there's our house, and now we're gonna have it so whenever you come into the scene, you don't want the player to be far off over here, all like in this random spot. You want it to be sort of near a place where it's sort of like a landmark, which would be this house. Oh, that's really annoying. See, the problem with that is because it's part of our player, so whenever we focus on him, it gets that in the whole picture too. And yeah, there's a way to like fix that, but it's not very like, logical. So we're just gonna have to deal with it. So yep, just place the player right about there, and have them so they can see the house in the picture, just like that. and a bit of the world. So they it's basically like right whenever you come into the game, you have a choice already to go investigate the house or explore the world like that of like the unknown. So that's like something that's important to know, because little hidden psychological things like that can really make a game better. So it's important to know the benefits of doing things like this. So you want to make it so like, oh, there's a house, or look at this place that you can explore, down here. So whenever we save it and click play, there we go. We're in, and you're like, oh, there's a house, and here's the rest of the world. We should go into the house, or whatever. So whenever you check generate colliders, it obviously makes it so that the house has a collider, but it goes around the mesh. So it's like a mesh collider, but it comes with it automatically whenever you import it, which is really nice because it's perfect fit to the house. And so yeah, now coming to the house, there's a window there, and door. Wait, there's the other window. Yep, and there's a piece of grass that we have to remove. So yeah, and this can be really annoying, like how the camera goes through walls and stuff. And you've seen games where, like, if the camera hits a wall or like it obstructs your view from the player, then the camera will just get really close to the player, so you're always seeing him. And that's an easy way to fix that. All you do is just have like a raycast coming from the camera out, and whenever it collides with something like this, then it would jump forward a little bit to make it so it's not blocking that view. And that's really easy to do. So yeah, this is the beginning of setting up our scene. So let's see. What am I doing? Okay, 6. All right. Oops. Okay. So we can add other props to our scene. It really depends on how you want your game to play out. We could have it so there's like some objects laying around that you can pick up for like an inventory. If you want it to be like some survival game, you could have like a flashlight, batteries, maybe some notes that are like some clues that the player can pick up, and like that'll already be like sort of like a quest that they can start on. And then also, of course, you have hidden things out in the rest of the world. And yeah, you may see this UAV thing. I've just been messing around, so whenever you go into game view, activate this camera, you have this UAV type of effect. All it is really is just an animated cube. Well, it's an empty game object with a cube and a camera in it, and the UAV empty game object is animated to fly around like this at a slow speed, and it's pretty cool. And I did that because I was sort of bored and I just wanted to check that out. Yeah, let's just deactivate that. Anyways, already off topic. Okay, so yeah, I'll show you how to make pickups and stuff, and that's really easy to do. So what we're going to have is a player manager, and to do that, it's just going to be adding a script. So let's go to Assets and Scripts right here, and we're going to do Create JavaScript, and I'll have this in the description below. It's going to be Player Manager. Drag it onto the player. There we go. So it's right there. And now we're going to open it up in MonoDevelop. Alright. There we go. Okay. So let's close that. Alright, here we go. Player Manager. So let's see how we're going to do this. So let's talk about what we have to make this script work and function properly. So what we have is our player, and whenever you go up to whatever object they want to pick up, let's say a flashlight in this instance, Okay, so we have a model of a flashlight, which we can do in Blender real easily. Whenever you go up to it, you press a certain button on the keyboard, and then you pick it up, so it removes it from the world, but then it goes into, it's like sort of like a database that holds all the info saying that, oh, you have a flashlight now, and show that like in your inventory. So to do that, we're going to do it like this. Variable flashlight boolean. So if this is true, well, it's going to be false automatically, but whenever it's true, then that means that we have the flashlight. So right now we don't. And then we can do this. If flashlight is equal to true, then let's do it like this. Okay. Let's see, there's so many different ways to do this. By flashlight, so whenever you're near it, let's do that. Near flashlight. Okay, go away, box. Okay, near flashlight, and then if has flashlight, so that's gonna be another variable. What was that? Control C. Okay. If has flashlight is true, let's actually go here, function on GUI. Yeah, it shouldn't be in update actually. It should be right here. Then we're gonna do GUI dot should be label. No, it should be a picture, so draw texture. Flashlight texture. New rectangle. This is going to be screen dot width. Or where should we have it? We should probably have the bottom left corner. Okay. In that case, we're going to do 10, and then screen dot height minus then have it like 5 pixels up, so then the width of it could be like 30, so 35 I guess. Okay, and then this is gonna be the width and height of the actual picture, so we're gonna do 30 by 30. Okay, so it's gonna be 10 from the left and 35 from the bottom, and then 30 by 30, and then the picture that we're getting, which is going to be another variable, and that's going to be should be texture 2D. It's been a while since I used the texture GUI thing. Anyways, new function on trigger stay. Hit collider if hit dot game object dot tag is equal to flashlight, then near flashlight is equal to true, and then do another one of these. Set on trigger exit. I think that still works. Yep. Whenever you leave that, then it's going to be set to false. Okay, so I'm going to explain this. Whenever you go into the trigger zone of the flashlight game object, then it's going to set this variable to true. And then whenever you leave that trigger zone of this game object, then it's going to set this variable to false. and that's all it does. And whenever whenever you go into it, it's just going to set this variable true. Whenever you leave it, it's false. But whenever you're near it, whenever this is active, then all you're going to do is, let's see, we should probably put this in the update. If near flashlight, the thing can pop up, near flashlight is equal to true, then inside that, another if statement, if input dot get key down, key code dot, and then what key code should we use, and it gives you all these that you can use for like suggestions. There's a lot of joysticks. Okay, yep. We should do F. Yep. So whenever you press F, then that's picking it up, and all you do is set this to true, just like that. And then we already have this, so whenever you press F and you're near it, then this is set to true. If you have flashlight is true, then give us that texture on our screen that says that we have the flashlight. So let's go back in Unity, see if there's any errors, which there shouldn't be. There we go. Perfect. Now we just need a texture for our flashlight. And this is something that you can do in Photoshop. And so let's just do something for like a reference image. What the heck is that? Fall Guy logo? Okay, I don't remember having that. Okay. Let's look for something that we can just use for like just use for whatever. Well, it's like, I'll use that. World height map. Okay. So now we have to actually create our flashlight. So to do that, we're gonna do a model. So let's make a model of that. Let's get a new file and get rid of the camera, the light, and the cube. We're going to add in a cylinder, vertices, bring it down to like 20 or 16, half 32, okay? Rotate on the X, 90 degrees, okay? Oops. Alright, yep, okay, good. And bring it out about there, and let's go to vertex. Extrude along Y, make it big, extrude along Y again, and there we go, and then extrude one more time, shrink it down, go to face, select that face, actually tab out, new, name this flashlight, and this could be like a dark color like that, specularity all the way 0, and then add a new one, name it lens, and this is going to be white, and we're going to select that, go to lens, click assign, specularity all the way up, shadeless, maybe, and there we go. It's a very simple flashlight model. Okay, and you can make yours a lot better than mine. This is just for time's sake, just doing it real quick. Save it, and we're going to name this flashlight. Okay, go ahead and save that, and then go into Unity, Assets, Models, Import New Asset, and flashlight. There we go. And there's our flashlight model. And we want this to be small, and it's fairly big in Blender, so we're going to do like 0.3. Generate collider, normal, calculate, apply, and bring it in. Yep, it's way too big. 0.08. Okay, that's good enough. That might be still a little too big. 0.06. There we go. Okay. And bring this up a bit so it's off the ground. Okay. Now all you do is game object create empty, name this flashlight. And this is gonna be the actual game object, or this is what the actual prefab is gonna be. This is the game object, and in here we're going to add component box collider. This is the trigger zone. Whenever you enter it, then that's whenever it's gonna activate the near flashlight variable. So let's just make this a little bigger so we won't have to go right next to it. That should be good enough. Okay. Let's make this bigger. Okay. Also do layer ignore raycast. Yes, change children. Okay. And also what we want to do is give this another box collider. And this one is not a trigger. And make the size this. Let's go top down view. I'm doing this so whenever we give it the rigid body, it's not going to fall through the world. There we go. And now let's give it rigid body. Massive, like 5, just so it has a little bit to it. And there we go. Let's go ahead and save it. And let's take a look. There we go, perfect. So it just falls straight down. And one more thing that we have to do is to give it the tag. So you just go tag, add tag, tags. So for tags, if you don't know about this, you can have as many as you want. So 500, now we have 500 tags. So that's really nice. And then also layers, you only have a certain amount. So you don't want to waste them, and you won't really be using many of these, maybe just a couple. But they have different purposes. So we're going to be using a tag, and what we're going to do is name it flashlight, just like how we did in the script. So whenever you hit that tag of flashlight, then it's going to activate the variable. So let's do flashlight, and we have to give it that tag. And now we're going to make this a prefab. So it's basically like we're making it a stamp, and we can just keep using it over and over again. It's like a reusable game object. So do we have a folder? Yep. Prefab. Let's create a folder within that. Flashlight. And drag that in. And there we go. So see, I can get rid of that. And then you're like, oh, all that's gone. Why did you do that? Well, you can actually just drag it in from the project view over and over again. So that's what makes it really nice for game developers, just to reuse that. And also make sure it's above the ground, because if it's half through the ground, then it's just going to fall straight through it. So have it a little bit up, and we can go ahead and give this a try, and it should all work. So there's our flashlight. We go up to it, we're near it, and press F. Boom. Okay, there's our little picture of us gaining the flashlight. Now we just have to make it so we remove this game object, and that's really easy to do too. All you do is whenever you, let's see, it should probably be in here. So what we're going to do is just grab the same line of code, destroy hit.gameObject, and that's it. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Just gonna check that. Should all work. Press play. Let's go up to a game object. There it is. And you can see whenever we want to walk over it. Oh, there you go. Yeah, actually it's an actual object in the world, and it makes it more realistic. Some games it's just like you walk straight through it and it's not as realistic. So yeah, this is what makes it even more realistic. You can actually walk over it, and it also has physics. So if you have an explosion near it, it'll fly across, and you have to go over there and pick it up. So yeah, press F, gets rid of that, and there's your picture. And we're gonna have a custom picture, and also make it bigger because that's way too small. What are we on time? Okay. So yeah, let's go ahead and make it so the image is bigger. Let's do double that size. So 60 by 60, or we should use 64 since that's a good generic number. And yeah, let's go into Photoshop and make a custom image because that's just annoying me how I'm using this other one that's not even relative to a flashlight. So now we have to wait forever for this to load. So, yeah. I got some Rubios today. It was really nice. Yep. Okay, there we go. Let's do a new. Come on. All right, width. We're gonna do it the exact resolution as what we have for our game. And let's just double check, make sure 64 is a good number to use. Because if it's still too small, then we're sort of screwed and we have to redo that image. Because it'll be all nice and blurry. Okay, we have to raise it, obviously, because it's going down too far. I think we should make it, no, I think that's good, that's fine. Okay, so let's just make it higher up. So 64 plus 5, that's 69, so we're going to do 69. There we go. So now it should be nice and squared off at the bottom right, bottom left. Okay, yeah. School finals are really killing my brain already. Yep, there we go, perfect. Alrighty, so 64 by 64, resolution 175. We should just do 92, something like that. Good. Background content white. We should do transparent, and we're gonna do flashlight. Texture, no, not texture. Flashlight icon. There we go. So go ahead and zoom in just a bit, and we're going to create a rectangle, and it's gonna have a fill black or maybe dark gray would work. Okay, that works. And we're just gonna create a nice rectangle just like that, and we're gonna create another one. Let's go off over here. Where is this? And show transform. And how do I make it so it's, yeah, there we go. That's really weird. Okay, let's redo that. How do I make it so, yeah, there we go. I'm still new to this program, so just bear with me. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be close enough. Okay, that's good enough. Wait, this is a little further. There we go. Apply. Okay, just put that right on top. Grab those two layers, let's move it over just a bit. And scale that whole thing up. Okay, that's good. Alright, now we're going to save that. Not YouTube thumbnails. We're going to do Photoshop object icons. Flashlight icon, save that. Okay, and I think that's it. We can just import that Photoshop document. Let's go assets, textures, import documents, Photoshop icons. Let's see if that works. GUI, apply. Sweet, alright, it does work. Awesome. Go to our player and use that image. Save that, play. So now it should be whenever we go to get this flashlight, we'll have that image pop up in the bottom left hand corner. Awesome. There we go. So now it represents that we've gained the flashlight. And so you can do this for like any object really. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of that piece of grass, that's annoying me. Some pet peeves are just really weird and other ones are more generic. I happen to have those really weird ones. Okay. Alright, so this is the end of this tutorial. In the future we're going to be going over, so we've gone over picking up objects, but now we're going to go over, using that object in our inventory and making them useful. And that'll be in a video that's coming soon, so stay tuned. Make sure to comment, rate, and subscribe. Thank you.